YouTube, what's going on, man? Today, I'm going to break down with you an A-plus trade setup. I took the setup on stream. It played out very nicely. I did take some losses beforehand that weren't the actual setup, but this setup saved me. And let's get into it, man. I hope you guys enjoy the video and stick around for a special announcement at the end of the video. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into this video. And here on the weekly time frames where it all starts every time. If you want an A-plus setup, if anybody's teaching you an A-plus setup, it should always start on the higher time frames. Even if you're a scalper like I am, every good setup comes with a higher time frame bias or a higher time frame idea that you kind of boil down into the small time frame. So when we go into the weekly, we have a clear draw liquidity right above it, weekly, daily buy side right here. And then we have the previous week high, right? Now, this week that I'm breaking down, this day, specifically Thursday, it happened the week after, right? So this high here is buy side, and we look to take that buy side. I had an initial bullish idea for this week, simply because, well, we took this old sell side right here on the weekly, and we've just been displacing higher ever since we did that. And since we've been going higher, I'm looking, okay, can we repeat what we did the week previous? And we have that buy side right there and the sell side. So because I'm bullish, I'm looking for price to just kind of keep drawing up, but we do need to make the weekly low. And that does happen on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The day that I'm breaking down with you guys is a Thursday. So that had already happened. We had already tapped into the daily fair value gap that we have below it. So we have a clear period ready to kind of come from, and price starts to displace off of it. This is Thursday here, though, which is the day that we take the previous week high. Now, the trade that I do take that I'm about to show you guys is actually a sell. So it's not even a buy. I'm not even going with the higher time from trend, but I do know what the higher time from trend wants to do. So, okay, on the daily time frame, we have the daily PDRA, which is the daily bullish fair value gap. Here's the previous week low and the previous week high, and we don't even come close to the previous week low, okay? This whole week, we just kind of trended lower. We kind of stayed below the weekly opening price, which is what that line is right there. And then we start to kind of bounce up and higher. And all right, so now we're on the hourly time frame, and then we have this kind of slight push lower here, which you can see on the hourly, and then we freaking displace like crazy when the Trump news start to come out. Now, we watched this whole thing on stream. I didn't partake on any of this. The trade that I actually did take and the setup that I'm going to break down with you guys is actually a sell. And I was looking for a sell because I knew that we wanted to probably draw into this hourly gap down here. I did take some buys that I assumed maybe would work out, try to take the buy side over here, take this buy side, right? But price never wanted to do that on that specific time. Now, it wanted to go higher when the Trump news came out. So it did end up going higher in the end right here, as you can see. But when the market opened at 9:30, we were drawing lower. And because we were drawing lower, I was looking for sells because I knew we wanted to raise sell side at that point. After taking a few losses here on the buys, the A-plus setup happens always after 9:30. If you're trading pre-market, you got to kind of be careful, right? Because the real move is going to happen after 9:30, not before. We're not going to get the whole expansion of the day before that time. So 9:30 is kind of when the green light comes around. And if you want the best setup, they always come after 10 or like around 9:50 and forward. I looked for a very early trade because this A-plus setup shows up before 10 sometimes. And this is that case. Okay, so here on the 15-minute, we got a clear view of what's going on. We kind of push higher towards London session, right? London session, we push higher. We make the high of the day, we think. We think we're going to take the previous week high, but we never do. So we start displacing lower, we start respecting bearish arrays. And if we're still bullish at this point, your brain should be thinking, okay, these bullish arrays should be respected, but none of them are getting respected. Instead, we're respecting all the bearish arrays. And this is where I take some buys right here. Didn't work out. Lower probability setups. Now, when the market opened, we immediately displaced lower, take the London low, and then we probably want to look for that sell side that's right here. And then we have that hourly gap. Once I saw price displace lower here, that started kind of ringing some bells. And then we go into the 5-minute candles. And this is what we have. Okay, here's the displacement. And this key, this here is the key. We are not trying to go back higher here. Okay, price is clearly rejecting the previous low that we already took. And we want to go lower at this point. That's the idea. Because we're not trying to go higher. We already took the sell side. So if we wanted to go higher, this thing would just flip around. No problem. Just maybe a wick and then go. But instead, we stay below it or we come back below it. And let's go to the 1 minute. It'll be a better picture. Here's the break below. We come up a little bit and then we displace back lower. When we displaced, this 1 minute gap is what kind of forms this whole setup. Okay, when you have displacement and you're coming off of a higher time frame idea, we need to make a lower low, we need to do whatever, and you have a 1 minute gap, that's what you want to see. And that is my best friend right there. So we had that 1 minute gap, price goes into it, and then we displace lower, take the sell side down here, which is what I showed you guys on the 15 minute. It's an Asia low. Now, if we keep going lower into the 15 second, I'm entering on the candle that shows that we're respecting that 1 minute gap, okay? Or that shows that we're respecting a 15-second gap. When we get that, that's when I'm looking to take the short. I'm not looking to enter right away. I don't really like doing that too much. Sometimes I do it, but not a huge fan of that. Now, on this setup right here, I did get stopped out once because I trailed the setup too closely. I tried to move my stop loss from this point to this point, and I'm gonna show you guys here. Here's the live execution on my funded account. I entered here, and then price came back, stopped me out, and I ended up entering again, and then I got out down here. So that's the actual setup. But this is the, if you really want to give this setup the best shot possible, hold it. Hold the setup, let it take you out. It's a very tight stop loss, maybe like 50, 70 ticks, but you're looking for a setup that really just pushes at the right time. And it's already with momentum. It has a trend behind it. And then the push comes right when you enter or shortly after. That's kind of the setup that we're looking for here. And that's kind of what makes this an A+ setup, is that you're looking for something that's already happening. You're just looking to enter on the next wave. But with that being said, gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Please drop a like, drop a sub if you enjoyed the video. And the big announcement, well, I have a community. I'm forming a community on School. And if you want to be a part of that, make sure to drop it in the comments. Let me know. That'll be announced later this week. But we are making a whole community for everybody that wants to join us. And the live streams are going to shift to that place. So if you want to be in the live streams, that's where they will be. We'll be doing every night recaps, weekly recaps, everything that I want to be doing. I'm going to be doing it over there simply because it's just easier to reach to you guys, and you guys can reach out to me, talk to me directly, do whatever, and we'll all be together over there. So, and then YouTube will be more about actual videos, something like this, like a trade breakdown and that sort of stuff. If you enjoyed this video though, please, like I said, drop a like, drop a sub, support the channel, and I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace out.